Robert Downey Jr. can have whatever role he wants. Not gonna lie, I would pay money to watch RDJ tap dance on the moon. He's making up for lost time, and I'm fine with that. In fact, recast the Avengers as a one-man show, RDJ playing the whole team. Make it a 30-minute short. Do it. RDJ would eat that for breakfast. You know he would. And we would love him for it. You know how people say that Die Hard is a Christmas movie? Well, my friend's Die Hard is less than zero. You should see it if you haven't. It's probably the most self-aware role he's ever played. He should have won an Oscar for that role. And after watching Chaplin earlier this year, I've decided that Robert Downey Jr. can have whatever role he wants to make up for lost time. Honestly, I'm intrigued to see RDJ as Dr. Doom. I have no doubt he'll play the part well, and in the end, we may like it. That said, please stop doing this. We are tired. The actors are tired. I mean, by all means, bring them back to do other age-appropriate roles, especially the women. Hire those ladies back. We would understand if you just gave it a rest for a little while, you know? Maybe sat on that franchise, gave it a breather. Are you picking up what I'm laying down? Isn't it always said in writing you must kill all your darlings? Google AI said it was the American writer and Nobel laureate William Faulkner who coined that phrase, and that sounds true enough. The saying rolled around so much while working through my writing degree, it's like basic logic now. Try not to use too many semicolons. Never pick up drinking. And always kill your darlings. Seriously though, it's sound advice. As a writer of over 30 years, I can tell you from experience, it never hurts less as the years go by. You just get better at hiding the pain and quicker at doing it. Trust me, no writer wants to scrap an entire chapter they spent a month working on. But that, my friends, can be the difference between a mediocre story and a story with legs. That's why I've decided to shelf the long epic I've been developing for the past 4 years. My gut tells me something else needs to come first, and if I force myself to slog through something that isn't working, I do a disservice to the next idea. Preciousness and overattachment are real stumbling blocks to a writer. I have it on good authority that Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon is a good example of preciousness. We have the original version, a 2-part slow-motion extravaganza, and the director's cut, a hyper-indulgent version of the original that some viewers found to be less enriching than the first one. Not to get on Snyder's case, because I liked the Snyder cut of the Justice League, although I probably would have liked it better on IMAX. I haven't seen Rebel Moon, and I don't really intend to because it sounds a little too violent for me, so you'll have to tell me in the comments, did the director's cut serve the story? A scene, a sentence, a whole chapter. It should be scrapped no matter how well written if it doesn't serve the story. If you must, tuck it away to use later. Don't let it burden your story. I think this goes for legacy characters and also for big, long, drawn-out franchises. You have got to eliminate the things that make it slow down, non-relatable. If it's just not working, kill it. Bring it back later if you have to, but don't get precious about it. You really got to move on. Jim Henson was a master of moving on. He ran The Muppet Show for 5 years, and each year it got more popular. It was highly marketable, beloved by children and adults alike, and made everyone involved a lot of money. But Jim Henson was a genius and decided to end the show at the height of its popularity. Walking away from all that success and money, he knew it was time to move on. Was it sad and disappointing for the fans? Of course. There hasn't been anything like it since, and that includes the weird Disney Muppet shows in recent years. But closing the book when the story was over was the best creative thing Henson could have done. It allowed all of us to move on with fond memories of a great show at its best. Are you listening, Marvel Studios? Now, you don't believe me or Jim Henson? That's fine. Let's listen to Elon Musk. In a recent interview with Lex Fridman, Musk was discussing the creative process surrounding AI development and the successful installment of the first Neuralink brain implants. I'm sorry, what? Actual cyborgs? Hang on just a second. Let me just tick that one off my bingo card. Actual cyborgs. We live in the future.
It's easy to say simplify, and it's very difficult to do it. You know, I have this very basic first principles algorithm that I run kind of as like a mantra, which is to first question the requirements, make the requirements less dumb. The requirements are always dumb to some degree. So if you want to start off by reducing the number of requirements, you have to start there because otherwise you could get the perfect answer to the wrong question. And then the second thing is try to delete the whatever the step is, the part or the process step. And if you're not forced to put back at least 10% of what you delete, you're not deleting enough. And only the third thing is try to optimize it or simplify it. These all sound, I think, very, very obvious when I say them, but the number of times I've made these mistakes is more than I care to remember. That's why I have this mantra.
So you like you say, you run through the algorithm.
Yeah.
And basically show up to a problem and ask, can this be deleted?
Yeah, first try to delete it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not easy to do.
Just in case you didn't catch that because you don't speak his language, Musk is saying that when you create something, it's better to be liberal and quick with eliminating anything that seems to be working against you. If something really needs to be part of a project, it will make its way back in. It's a fancy way of saying,
No, you're still holding on! Let go!
I'm going to give you this one for free, Hollywood. Find some fresh, original screenplays from unknown writers, cast some unknown actors who want to make a name for themselves, test out a little new film technology, and see what happens. You'll save a lot of money, new artists will have a chance to prove themselves, and we'll have something new to watch. We might even get something truly great. This might be a super hot take, but I think Rian Johnson may have had a valid point.
It's time to let old things die. Skywalker, the Sith, the Jedi, the Rebels, let it all die.
Rehashing old characters or infinitely recasting the same characters has its place, I suppose. But it's like a second dessert. You think you want it, but it really just makes you feel sick in the end. At some point, we need to let go of what we loved in the past. We need to let old movies stand on their own as they were in the time that created them. We can love them, honor them, and treat them the way they should be treated, as a new layer of bedrock for the next generation of stories and delights. I love Robert Downey Jr., and I'm ready to see some new stories and new talent. If you're in the mood for a new story, check out my work in progress at the link below. Until next time, keep writing.